Hello and welcome to Soma Dao Qigong. My name is Dr. Michael Smith and I am the founder and developer of the Soma Dao Qigong process. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to level 2 of the program, review quickly what we did in level 1, and then go into a deeper discussion of everything we're going to learn in level 2. Level 2 focuses on exploring your deep internal tissue connections while refining your structure, posture, and coordination through traditional Qigong forms and through applied Qigong principles. Level 2 is definitely an intermediate level of Qigong practice. You really want to know your body and trust your body, your limits, and your ability to practice and play for at least 3 hours a week. In level 1, you learned, or would have learned, the foundational practices for aligning your posture, correcting any kind of movement imbalances, improved your coordination, your flexibility, your relationship with your breath, and also your mindset. Level 1 also focused on learning to open to your practice in a conscious way, learning to connect with the universal energies that are around you and us all, and connect with your internal and present energetic state. You would have learned exercises that would challenge, stretch, tone, excite, and calm every nerve and muscle and joint in your body. How to open and release stubborn tension, old trauma, or even karmic wounds. In level 1, we also began the journey of focusing on traditional meditation practices. There was a focus on Chan-seated wall staring, breath counting kind of stoic meditation, as well as learning about the beginning of Taoist umbilical or embryonic breathing. And that's something that we're going to keep working with throughout several more levels in the program. If you have not taken the level 1 program, I would encourage you to look into it, just because we're developing a language and a foundation of exercises and awareness. If you already have some previous Qigong experience and or martial arts experience, dance experience, perhaps yoga experience, and you feel like you're very aware of your body and that you could learn a new series of exercises that go quite deep into your body awareness, then I would also encourage you to try level 2. At some point, though, I would still encourage you to go back and learn all of the really potent foundational exercises in level 1. So let's take a deeper look at what we're going to learn in level 2. In level 2, we're going to begin a process called I Ching Ching, which actually comes from the Shaolin Temple, which is the origin of Kung Fu and also the origin of Chinese Buddhism. The I Ching Ching process, or muscle connective tissue changing process or transformational process, is a very gradual sequence of forms and exercises that fundamentally rearrange how your body relates to your connective tissue, how your connective tissue contracts, how it behaves when it's passive, and how to make its overall strength and freedom of movement optimized. If you have, say, a previous injury and there's some scar tissue, one of the things we're hoping to do with this I Ching Ching, or connective tissue transforming practice, is actually reduce the scar tissue and improve the natural capacity of that tissue. There's a lot to the I Ching Ching process. We're going to begin in level 2 and continue throughout other layers up into level 5, where we actually study Shaolin Qigong from a more martial arts and more longevity and deeper body awareness perspective. So here are some of the tangible benefits of this I Ching Ching process, or this muscle tendon changing process. The first thing we're going to be learning has to do with how we become aware that relaxation in your body can only go as deep as the strength on both sides of the joint or of your whole body, front and back, left and right, are fundamentally balanced. So an interesting thing that you can really only relax as much as you have equal strength. Another benefit is that your connective tissue heals faster, because with these kind of exercises, you'll be producing more human growth hormone, which actually helps you heal. And that's especially true if you're over 40, because at that point your human growth hormone levels start to go down. We discover that flexibility has to happen on every level of your connective tissue, not just how far your head and feet can get close to each other or something like that. We develop better overall tissue and metabolic adaptability. So if you have a medical condition and your metabolism is stubborn, if you're trying to lose weight or gain muscle, having a very adaptive metabolism is fundamental to any of those improvements. Also, having a lot of metabolic adaptability helps you age more slowly. This process can also improve your resilience around blood sugar and your mood. The Jinjing process can also help you with better focus, memory, and mindset. And this is because of a hormone that gets going in your body when you exercise properly and move your connective tissue properly, called BDNF, or brain-derived neurotropic factor, which actually just helps your brain heal and function in a very efficient way. Another unique aspect of the I Ching process is that it gives you a tangible connection with any kind of traumatic holding pattern you may be having in your body, and also a tangible awareness of how to release that instinctual imprint in your connective tissue and your posture and how you move and obviously how you feel. Level 2 also helps you explore your connective tissue, we call Qin, your aliveness, which some people would call Qi, and your spiritual sense of being, or Shen, in 3 ways. The first is exploring movement, structure, your fascial integrity and balance through traditional Qigong forms. These forms provide an environment for a lot of repetition, a lot of precision. They help you with your confidence, and they are definitely experiences and skills worth having. The second way we are going to explore our Jin, connective tissue, Qi, aliveness, and Shen, or spirit, is through applied principles, and I'll speak to those in a moment. The third way is just having a regular practice where you can continue to tone your muscles and release any latent tension in your fascia by doing a regular daily or at least 3 times a week practice. Usually we'd be using the exercises that we learned in level 1, and we'll be reviewing them again in level 2 so you can pick them up quickly if you haven't done level 1. But it's just that consistent, repetitive form of stretching and finding balance and good posture that again helps you release over time latent tension and traumatic memories out of your fascia, which is very rejuvenating and helps people on so many levels of how we feel on the inside of our lives. So what are traditional Qigong forms? Forms are choreographed and repetitive routines that are an essential aspect of Qigong practice. Your nervous system learns through repetition and refinement, which is why these practices have been passed down for thousands and thousands of years. One of the forms you'll be learning in level 2 is called the Baduan Jin, or the 8 pieces of brocade, and this is easily the most popular and most famous Qigong form in the world. Another form you'll be learning in level 2 is called the Tiandi He Yifa, or the balancing of heaven and earth, which is a Taoist shamanic form, and it really focuses on your tangible connection with nature, with what's happening in the sky, the day, the season, the storm, the sunny day, so that you get a sense of how to differentiate different kinds of energies. And it's the same thing with what's coming up from the earth. So this Tiandi He Yifa, or balancing heaven and earth, allows us to connect deeply to nature and find a way to balance ourselves throughout this deep connection to the energies around us. Another form we'll be learning is called the Deep Healing Flow. And this form is actually a routine of stretching that we do on the floor. It's often called floor work or mat work. And it looks a lot like modern yoga in the sense that there's a lot of really deep, thorough, long stretching, postures that we hold, unique forms of breathing that we use to relax very deeply into the body. To balance all of this focus on choreography and memorizing routines, we're also going to learn something fun and playful called freeform Tai Chi, which takes about 5 minutes to learn and gives you something to play with that isn't requiring you to learn anything else than a basic repetitive gesture, so that you can focus on principles of movement and principles of Qigong, because there's no more choreography to learn. So what are Qigong principles? These principles of movement, these principles of Qigong practice are basically relationships that you can find within certain kinds of movement, between certain joints, that allow you to focus more on what your body's doing from an inside perspective. It doesn't matter so much what you're doing from what a person might see across the room, or if you're in a park somewhere. It's what's really going on deeply inside. So one of the principles we're going to be focusing on in level 2 is called your 3 basins. And this is learning to move with the muscles between your hips and knees, or your pelvis and knees, your pelvis and your rib cage and your shoulder blades. So each of these areas of nerve muscle movement, awareness, self-control, deep learning about how your body works, move in their own ways, and learning to move them independently and then synchronistically, or perhaps synergistically would be a better word. Having your awareness on your 3 basins is going to change how you move, and it's going to make your dancing, your martial arts, your fitness, your skiing, whatever you like to do, a lot more effective and a lot more fun, because you're going to be playing with it in a new way on the inside in 3 unique regions of your body. Another principle we're going to explore is called internally stretched and externally bound. So let's say you're walking around and you're really tense and having a really bad week. That means you're externally bound because your body's kind of holding itself together, or maybe holding your anger in. And that boundedness is something we kind of fall asleep to or get used to. So as we get deeper and deeper into our Qigong practice and start to challenge our connective tissue, this quality of reaching through your body, internally stretching through what's externally bound, is an incredible way to discover some of the deeper habits your body has around tension. It's such a good thing to do. We're also going to learn about the 4 levels or layers, or perhaps directions of Qigong. And this is the Qi layer, the Jin or connective tissue layer, the Gu or the bone layer, and Yi, or kind of an attentive consciousness layer. And we'll learn more about that in the further videos. That's quite a lot to get into. Another principle we're going to be playing with in level 2 are the 4 dynamics of Yin and Yang. We'll also be learning about the 5 elements in a very experiential and somatic way, not in a theory way. In level 2, we'll also be continuing our studies in Gong, or internal cultivation. In level 1, we learned about our 3 dantian and how to connect to them in an embodied way instead of a point way. So in level 2, we're going to continue with that learning process, and deeper breath work and deeper cultivation through the stages of what is called umbilical breathing or embryonic breathing, which is a fundamental part of internal alchemy and longevity practices in Taoism. And finally, in level 2, we will continue our studies of breath work through learning about what are called the 4 branches of breath work. So I feel confident that what you're going to learn in level 2 is going to transform your present Qigong practice or yoga practice or martial arts practice. Thank you for watching the video. Please click the link below if you're interested in level 2. And I hope that we get to practice Qigong together someday. Thanks for watching and have a great day.